obviously invited, so call me back. Okay, I love you. Bye.
I'm so friggin' excited to get into this. You have no idea. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Emotionally Online with your host, Maddie motherfucking Drosbeck. And today, we have a highly requested guest in the studio, none other than Jordan.
I'm so back to be back. Wait, I can't talk.
Back again.
I'm so glad to be back.
For those of you that maybe watched my old podcast, Girl Under You, you probably remember that Jordan was my first guest on that podcast. She's my second guest on this podcast.
Yep.
And ever since we did that first random podcast together in like 2020, right before the pandemic.
Right before COVID.
And ever since that, I've gotten messages upon messages from people being like, bring back Jordan. We want Jordan. So
people
here we
in my
are.
real life don't even want me that much. Just kidding.
So we've brought Jordan back. We're here. We're ready. Sorry to all of you guys that were expecting an episode last week. I was on vacation and I forgot to bring my card reader, so I literally brought all of my recording equipment, was gonna record an episode with my brother and sister, and then I realized I forgot my card reader. So I was like, this is stupid. Whatever, I'm just gonna vacation. This is a sign that I just need to take a week off. So I did.
Period.
Sorry about that. Very last minute decision on my part. But we're back this week, and we're back with a banger. And we're going to talk about the Love Island finale because I still haven't talked about that yet. And we have a lot to unpack. And Jordan watches Love Island.
Yes,
so
I do.
I officially have someone else to unpack Love Island with. I've been talking to myself about it all fucking summer. Our previous podcast that we did, if you watched it, if you didn't watch it, here's like a little recap, I guess, of what we were talking about. But the episode, what was it called? It was called like dating apps. That's it. That's all I got.
Something.
Let me look it up.
Well, I feel like we talked, that was our main topic, definitely. Like bad experiences we've had on dating apps. What
Hard
turns us
stops
off.
on dating
Yeah.
apps was like the main topic of conversation. Like things that we see on people's profiles that were like, fuck no.
Yeah. People
And
had
then-
a lot to say
Yeah. We went through our profiles as well. Oh, it was called Dating Apps and the Audacity of Men.
We should look and see how much ours have changed also.
Yeah, we actually should. It's
Period.
changed a lot. When I was listening, I listened back to the episode earlier today because I was pulling quotes of things that we said, and I was listening to the part where we went through our dating profiles, and I was like, "Oy."
I stand by everything I said. No oys here.
I was like, oh, it's so cringe. Like it's funny because I think my first prompt back then is something that I absolutely would never put on my dating profile now, which is funny that it was my first prompt back then. And now I'm like, you don't get this information about me now. My last name.
Oh yeah, pronouncing your last name, right?
My first prompt was like, a first drink is on me if you can pronounce my last name, because it gave people an in to talk to me and be like, what's your last name? Let me have a shot at it. But now I'm like, you're not getting my last name before the first date.
Smart.
You will not look me up.
No.
You will not search my YouTube videos. You will not listen to anything I have to say about the world before meeting me. It's just not fair, babes. There's too much.
Meanwhile, I'm on there like, this is my last name, my social security number. Here's my Instagram. Literally.
Yeah, so we got a little bit of blowback on that podcast. Some people were not happy about the things that we had to say.
I still stand by. If you have no other social media but your dating app, it's a little alarming.
The thing is that I feel like it was YouTube recommended the video to the wrong people. It got in the hands of the wrong crowd.
Incels.
Because honestly, that's what the comments started to look like. It wasn't like immediately. It was a few months after. All of a sudden, we got all these random bros in the comments that were really mad that we found it weird when people have dating apps, but they don't have social media.
If you have people in your closet, just say that. Because that's what it's giving me. And I stand by that.
Yeah, I thought I'll play the clip of what we said so you guys can hear it.
Not the confessional. I'm in the back. I'm like, yeah, and I stand by that. After the clip plays.
I'm not a perfect person, right? I've gone out with people that had no social media.
Oh, no.
I have now learned not to do that shit.
That's some you from Joe from you shit. For real.
If they don't have social media, something's up. Something's wrong. There's a reason why they don't fucking have it.
They killed somebody.
The guy that I lost my virginity to, no social media.
Also, that was like 4 or 5 years ago too. So I feel like
Right.
we were very easily manipulated.
Right.
Oh, I'm just not. Oh, he's kind of cool. He like doesn't want
Right.
want people to know what he's doing.
He's more like emotionally, connected to
Secure.
himself. He doesn't need social media.
Fuck no.
He likes connecting with people in real life.
He likes meet cutes.
Dude, he's just a fucking weirdo.
How are you comfortable having a Tinder but not an Instagram?
So that was what was said. That was what we said last time about not having social media but having a dating app being sort of a weird thing, a semi-red flag. Now, I want to unpack whether we stand by or if we have any edits to what was said. I think I have a few edits.
Okay.
I still mostly agree with what we said. I think it's a fair point to make. It's something fair to point out. To me now, it feels like the red flag isn't necessarily not having social media. It's being anti-social media. And that feels like an important distinction to me.
I don't have Instagram because it makes me feel like a plant. No, it makes me feel like I'm, why do you need to know things about me? Like, I'm mysterious.
Right.
And I don't want social media to run my fucking brain.
Right.
It's an app.
And it like people who take it and they're like, they think they're better than other people because they don't use social media. They're not on social media. That's the red flag.
Oh, I sit on the train and I just look at people.
I read books. I'm way deeper than you are. I've been fucking studying up. Get your fucking brain up, dude. You've been scrolling on Instagram. Fuck those Instagram bitches.
It's how the world works now. And social media has completely rewired everyone's brains. And it's something that you just can't get away from.
Yeah. Also, like when you're meeting people on dating apps, you kind of have to do your own research in order to feel safe going on the dates. So when people have a dating app, but they don't have social media connected, it's like your percentage of being a catfish automatically goes up. So like it's a reasonable thing for people to be like, odds of you being a weirdo, much higher if you don't have social media, but you're on dating apps. Like the values don't align there.
Yeah. Like as a woman, as a person about to go on a date, I have like a grace period of like at least a few weeks of following you on social media before I will meet you in person.
Yeah.
Because I have to see how you act online. Like I need to see your media presence, and I'm sorry.
You could get the ick.
Sorry. Yes.
Not even want to go out.
Oh my God. And it's like, I need to see if you're social. I need to see like what's up, what you like, or if you have any like problematic opinions that you feel comfortable sharing on social media, immediate block. But I don't think it's that odd to think that someone not having social media is odd. Like
It is. It doesn't always have to be,
no.
but a lot of the time it is.
If you don't have social media and you want to be on a dating app, why aren't you out meeting bitches at bars?
Well, that's the thing. If you're going to play the old-fashioned card, social media is so dumb. It's killing people's brains, whatever. I'm way too good for that. Why are you on a dating app?
Why aren't you in the romance section at the fucking library?
Right. But
That's that on that.
when we said that, I'll read my two favorite comments. One was left by an incel that definitely didn't like us. And the next one was someone defending us. So the first one, somebody comments, I don't have social media because it's so toxic. Also, can't be involved in that narcissistic playground it's become. I don't need that in my life. Please don't judge everyone for not having social media. It has made people lazy in the art of communication. It's made it easy for people to pretend to be who they're not, to lie and cheat too.
Liar.
And so you a liar and an actress. Ekitsu. And somebody responded to that comment and said, yeah, you're exactly who they're trying to avoid. And I was like, spot on.
If you get no pussy, just say that.
And that's the thing is, when we were sitting there saying, like, it's weird to not have social media but have dating apps, we're not talking about like these random innocent people that are like, oh, I'm just not interested in it, but are otherwise completely normal people. We're talking about people that are like, it's killing the brains of everyone and I'm so much better and you guys know nothing about communication, I'm just on a higher plane of living. Those are the people we were making fun of.
You're not better than people because you don't have social media.
Right.
And also, if you're watching this video, you have social media. And you're on it.
That's the other thing is that people,
you're on YouTube, bro.
I don't know why people see YouTube as not social media.
It is the most social of social media.
This was like one of the OG social media platforms, which, yeah, I used to think that all the time reading the comments. I'm like, what do you mean you don't have social media?
Why are you watching
here.
this?
How did you see this?
Why aren't you at the theater watching a film in black and white?
How did you comment? You made an account on this website,
You have
bro.
a YouTube account.
Fucking hell. The next comment says, there's so many comments people saying that they don't have social media for various valid reasons, mental health, etc. But I think that misses the point because it's not having social media in general that's a red flag. It's not having social media, but having Tinder. There's something that just doesn't correlate there. The morals don't line up. I don't think they're saying it's weird to not have social media in general, but if you're on a dating app, it just seems like common decency to at least have some online presence, even if it's literally LinkedIn or Facebook photos from when you were 12, for the person you're talking to have a way to see what you're all about before meeting in person. Otherwise, it comes across pretty sus. Like, why are you on Tinder if you don't subscribe to at least some internet norms? I barely ever post anything anywhere because it's bad for me mentally, but at least people can look through and see I have friends, that I like to travel and have people who care about me and like me. In my experience, someone not having social media is like a game of Russian roulette though, because they're either the most awesome, chill person who doesn't subscribe to the norm, or they're the weirdest fucking guy you've ever met who only uses Reddit. This only applies to men though. I've yet to meet a girl without social media who isn't super lovely.
Period.
Which I thought they nailed it. I was like, I know people who don't have social media that are actually like really great, normal people. Actually, to be honest, I dated someone this year who doesn't have any social media and he was phenomenal. Probably the best person I've ever.
How'd you meet him?
A dating app, believe it or not. I know.
We'll let that one.
So there are exceptions. There are definitely exceptions to what we're talking about, but I feel like in general, I think it's a blanket statement that a lot of times makes sense, but it's one of those things that's like, if it doesn't apply, don't take offense to it. If you're someone who doesn't have social media, but you know you're a fucking normal person, don't be offended. But just know there are a lot of people who don't have social media like you do that are weird about it. And that's okay.
And I hope y'all live happily ever after.
Right.
Together.
Yeah. Going back to the guy that I went out with earlier this year, the reason that I ended up liking him so much was because he wasn't anti-social media. He just wasn't on it. He wasn't interested in it. He was just like indifferent about it. But he didn't look at me any differently for having social media. He was very interested in like everything I had to say and hearing me talk about internet drama or like celebrity culture. He was like, he would ask me questions about the shit every time I was with him and was like very interested in it. He would never have looked at me and been like, oh, this is so stupid. And if
Her
he was,
brain is rotting.
he shouldn't have been on a date with me, because it's like, that's the other part of it is like, this is my job. So if you hate social media, you're not going to like me. You're just
My
not.
entire humor is the internet.
You're just, we're not going to get on, vibes.
Yeah, like it. What are we gonna talk about?
Right.
Oh, the weather.
Yeah.
Like
So that was like the main one that people were mad at. And I still mostly stand by it with edits. But I agree with what we said. I wouldn't take it back. The next thing was we talked about when people get mad at you for not responding when you literally don't know each other. Play the clip.
Run that shit back.
I'll do this on dating apps, and it actually infuriates me. Every time someone does it, even if I was interested in them beforehand, if they do this even once, I'm out. They'll message you. Let's say it's Saturday night, 8 p.m. They send me, hey, what's up? What are you doing? I respond. We have a little tiny back and forth. And then I maybe I go to bed. Maybe I go do something. I'm not looking at my phone, so I'm not responding to them. Legit, 3 hours later, I get another text that's like, oh, so it's like that?
I used to be that bitch, Maddie.
Jordan.
I used to, like 3 years ago, before I got a grip. Okay? Maybe they're just really insecure. Like, I get it now, but it's really only when you're absolutely not interested in that person. Like, you're playing yourself. Oh, I think I'm interested in this person. We can kind of talk. No, you don't like them. You would reply.
But half the time it's like I'm sleeping or I'm at work. Someone did this to me this week.
That's annoying.
The first time I was sleeping, and then I opened my phone and I was like, oh, I would have responded to your message, but you sent me that. Guys do that on dating apps and shit. My first thought is like, first of all, I don't know you. I don't owe you a response. Dude, if I wanted to respond to you, I would. So I'm pretty sure I was the one who brought this up last time, and I was talking about how like when you're talking to someone on a dating app and then they send you a message, you don't respond, maybe you're sleeping, maybe you're at work, and they message you like 2-3 hours later being like, oh, okay, so that's how it is. Like mad that you didn't respond. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? That's like an immediate no, immediate swipe left. It's like, that is such a mega ick. And I completely stand by everything I said.
Absolutely. I literally had a guy a few weeks ago. I matched with him, and after the third message of you trying to because sometimes if they double text or double message, I'll just let it sit there for a second and just see what happens. But I've had to unmatch a few people on Hinge this year because of that, and I'm like, dude, I'm like, come on.
Yeah, no. My thing is like, why are you getting snippy at people that you don't know on dating apps? Like, if you need a higher investment that quickly, if you need me to respond every 2 hours and I can't take any more, and we just matched on Hinge, we are not dating, we have never met. If you need me to respond within 2 hours every single time you message me, like, babe, we're looking for different things.
There's apps for that. Like,
you could just, instead of writing a nasty message and being like, oh, so that's how it is, you could just unmatch me. If you don't like the timing of my responses, you don't have to talk to me. You don't fucking know me.
Like, don't assume what someone's doing.
Right.
Like, I still don't get it.
It's fine if that's how you operate, but I don't think it's reasonable to like message someone and then 2 hours later when they don't respond, be all snippy with them when I'm a stranger on a dating app that you don't know. It's not like we're actually going out with each other. And I don't know. I'm always just like, every time I see someone do that, I'm like, ugh. Like, that's the reason you don't get bitches. Okay? I'm telling you right now. That's the reason why.
Has this worked for you yet? No.
I assure you that it has never worked for anyone.
Stop the trial period now. Just work on something else.
Right.
Try a different angle. Especially in a city like New York, you literally never know what someone's doing. Like, people here have like 3 jobs. Like, if someone I don't know, people are busy. So if someone takes the time to reply to you and talk to you, you should be grateful and you should like indulge in that conversation. But don't message people every 2 hours. You don't know what they're doing. And just sit there and imagine what they're doing at that point if they get that message. I just want you to imagine the look on their face.
Yeah. Because, like, how do you want me to respond?
Yeah.
Oh, my God, I'm so sorry, King. Should have responded back sooner.
Not King.
Like, I'm so sorry. I was sleeping. King. I'm so stupid. Oh I should have stayed awake and waited.
I'm so sorry. Oh, my God. I know it's 2 p.m. on a Tuesday. I should have responded.
Literally. though. Like, I'm like, do you think I'm just sitting here waiting for you to message me?
No.
Do you think I have nothing else going on?
No. Answer these questions. No.
Follow along at home.
No.
I don't know how they don't feel embarrassed doing that, though. Because it feels like that's rock bottom.
Oh my God, no. And
to hit a girl back more than once in a 2-hour time span who's not responding to you and be like, oh, okay, fine then. You are at rock bottom right now. Stand up. What are you doing, mate?
Stand up. I can imagine the comments right now.
These two ugly bitches. They should be glad they even get matches on dating apps. Like, oh my God, I can't even believe y'all get.
Bitch, I'm fine. Okay.
Literally.
Don't even play that with me.
Listen, I wouldn't have dated you anyways.
Stop typing.
Babe, you didn't have a chance.
No. Love yourself.
You weren't in the lineup. You couldn't even get a ticket to the show.
No.
Okay?
No.
Yeah, but I stand by that point completely. I think that getting mad when people don't respond when you literally don't know each other and owe each other nothing is a mega red flag. Being possessive over a bitch that you just matched with 2 days ago, babe, it's not working out.
And this ain't even just about men either. Like if you know, if you're a woman and you're sitting there waiting to double text, we've all probably done it. I want you to sit back. Go look in the mirror. I'm too pretty for this.
Yeah.
What am I doing? Anybody, before you type that double text, stop.
Like, okay, when you're on a dating app, I think it all is nothing. Once you're actually dating, I think then there's like room for feelings to get hurt. But when you're on a dating app and people don't respond, I'm like, I don't even open the app.
Yeah, or even if you take it to another app, like Instagram, for example, you follow each other on Instagram and you can see this person's online all the time and they're not responding to you. Just take that as, you know, just take the L. We've all taken the L. But sometimes, especially in this generation, you're like, okay, this person probably, you know, and it sucks, but
like that's
life.
That's fine. If you've gone on dates and there's like a relationship established there, that's different.
There's levels to this.
Not what I'm talking about at all. When you're just on the apps and haven't met though, I'm kind of like, you don't owe each other anything. And then, so the third thing that we talked about in that video was a red flag being getting weird reactions when asking when people got tested, if they'll wear a condom, or using sex toys, which obviously I stand by everything. We were smart back then.
We've been smart.
We
That's what I'm saying.
we were like ahead of the time.
Values don't change that much.
Yeah, no.
Especially when it comes to your sex life and your body.
In fact, I think I've gotten like more aggressive with this.
Yeah.
Like I feel angrier about it now than I maybe did back then.
Yeah.
Where now, well, to be honest, I haven't gone out with anybody who said anything like this to me since college. But I think back then I could almost laugh about it a little bit more than I can now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't laugh about it anymore. I think those people are evil. I want to like fist fight them with my bare hands.
Especially in today's day and age. Like, it's just...
Well, it literally feels violent. There's an abortion ban and you're going to push back on me when I ask you to wear a condom.
I'm not mothering your child.
You're a violent fucking person. Like that actually, like it makes me like really mad now because I'm like, if you still don't fucking get it, you deserve no bitches. You deserve no pussy. I am manifesting 0 pussy for you.
Like, I want the fucking doctor receipt, the bill from your vasectomy.
Let me see it. Prove it.
If you really want to raw dog a bitch that bad, I want your STD test and I want your vasectomy bill.
Maybe it's also just like a we're older now thing. So like when we were in, you know, our late tweens, early 20s, when men would act like this, it was like on par for the age group that we were dating.
It was like expected. Not
they're
expected,
like idiots.
But yeah.
You know, they're like teenage boys. They're 18, 19-year-old boys, 20-year-old boys.
Yeah.
Are we really expecting them to be leading the pack on feminism?
No.
No. So once
Well,
you're
even back then when I'd hook up with older men, I would get that reaction
for
as well.
sure.
And it's like,
yeah, that's true also.
yeah. So I really just think that it has to do with what you surround yourself with. And okay, you must not have many people with uteruses in your life.
Right. Yeah.
I can tell how your mother raised you.
Right.
If that's how you feel.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, if you don't have strong views on that, come on.
Right. We're not having sex.
No.
If you don't.
I'm not mothering your child. I'm sorry.
I don't fuck men who aren't like aggressively with the shit. You know what
Period.
I mean? Like, you can't be halfway or like indifferent about it. Like, even, have you been keeping up with like the Andrew Tate stuff on TikTok? This is a little different, but it's in the same vein.
Remind me.
Andrew Tate is like an aggressive misogynist.
See the one with the video jumping in the pools?
Yeah. Yes.
That's who's
That's
leading
Andrew Tate.
masculinity, bitch.
And
You got me fucked up.
but there's been a bunch of clips going around.
I went and looked to see who followed that man. Actually, I had no idea who he was. I unfollowed every man that
Really?
I'm following.
See,
that
people
follows
were
him.
saying that on Twitter, being like, go check to see who you know follows
Yeah.
Andrew Tate. I don't know anyone that follows Andrew Tate. And I was like,
There was like
That's-
6 or 7.
because I don't hang out or like straight men. Ask me if I have one straight male friend. I don't.
Well, it was mostly like stragglers from like high school and stuff like that
Yeah.
that I still follow.
Oh, I
was
literally,
like,
the
okay.
second I graduated, block.
Yeah.
Blocked, get out of here. My whole block list is every man I graduated high school with.
Well, like I have accumulated a lot of straight male friends, and
Yeah.
all of them are aggressively with the shit, and I'm
Good.
proud of them for that. Anytime I hear something just slightly out of pocket, I correct them, and they listen,
Good.
and
Yeah,
it's great.
no. I hang out with the girls and gays.
That's most of my
That's
friend
it.
group, but it's just if I'm gonna have any straight men in my
Yeah.
life, they're not gonna be
Yeah.
idiots.
No, exactly. Because
don't
how
deserve
could
it.
you even hang out with them
No,
if they weren't? But
competent.
the reason why I brought this up though is because I've seen. I saw a TikTok today. I haven't seen the full clip, but I've seen a lot of people commenting on this. Noel Miller.
Don't break my heart.
They were talking about Andrew Tate on TMG, and Noel was basically saying that we should just ignore him and that it's no big deal. Like, you just need to ignore people like that. And I think that, like,
How irresponsible.
I know. And I think that, like, air quoted, good guys often will say things like that. And it sort of shows their ass a little bit. Like, you might not be misogynistic in the way that Andrew Tate is.
But ignoring
But
it, just as bad.
You think we can turn a blind eye to that. You think that, like, oh, these people are so stupid, just ignore it and it'll go away. But it's like, women experience this every single day.
And this isn't a man in the Atlantic terminal shouting like angry slurs at you. Like, this isn't just like
Right. This is a guy with a huge platform.
This is a man with a huge platform, and so do you. Like, you have one as
Right.
well. So
Also,
why are
like,
you not?
I feel like half the commentary on Andrew Tate is like missing the fact that this man is literally a sex trafficker. Like, he is a sex trafficker. He's not just some dead ass. He's not like just some random dude on the internet being like he has like, there was this whole scandal.
I own her.
There was all this whole scandal with him forcing women to be cam girls. And he lives in
Nah.
Romania because they don't prosecute for rape.
Nah.
And he can pay off the cops. He said all of this. And people are like, just ignore that guy. Actually sends me on a spiral sometimes. But it's like that same logic of, like, you know, I'm one of the good ones. And just those other ones, just ignore them.
No.
And somebody made a point. They were like, you know, if I'm in a room with 5 guys, it's me and 5 guys in that room, and one of those men disrespects me and the other 4 guys don't say anything, you are not a good guy. Just because you are not the one disrespecting me or assaulting me or whatever it is, just because you weren't the one guy, you were the 4 that watched it and did nothing. And that is the majority. That is the problem here, is that we all know that like the majority of people are not the Andrew Tates of the world, but
They're
a lot
out
of
there.
them are the 4 that will watch and say nothing.
They have no social media, but they watch Andrew Tate. That is batshit crazy. Noelle Miller, I
Do
really
better.
love you.
Do better, babes.
I'm
rooting for you.
I'm really sad
Too
right
bad.
now.
So yeah, I don't know what the follow-up to that was or if he commented on it all, but I've seen it all over TikTok, people commenting on it, and
People
yeah.
said that I reminded them of him.
Really? I
On
mean,
our
I do.
podcast.
I love Cody and Noelle. I think
Yeah.
they're so funny, but that was super disappointing. I was like,
It's just irresponsible. Like
Come
if you have a
on.
following
you
and
should
you hear
know
some
better.
shit, if you can help anyone, like if you do not use your platform to spread goodness and, you know, just like awareness,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
I
And it
know.
doesn't matter the issue, but if you can see that, because I don't even watch him, but on Twitter I saw that shit and I saw
Yeah.
that TikTok of him jumping in. I was like,
What the hell?
hello?
Literally, the only reason I've known about Andrew Tate because I watch H3, and H3 has been bullying and making fun of that man for months,
Good.
perhaps even years at this point. He's like in like the Fresh and Fit crowd, but I think that Fresh and Fit was all over TikTok.
Okay.
People were dunking on them, and then Andrew Tate sort of made it into the TikTok mainstream more recently. But I think he's worse than people even know he is. Like, if people start digging into what was going on before all of these like random interviews that he's done on podcasts in the last few weeks, they're gonna find some stuff that is even like fucking worse. And maybe Noelle Miller doesn't know all of that, and so he's saying this based off of a few TikToks that he saw. And if he had the full picture of who this guy is, he wouldn't be saying, let's just ignore him.
I really hope.
I hoped, but I don't know. It really was not a good look when I saw all that.
Damn.
I forget what what did that connect to?
Um,
Because we were talking about dudes that won't wear condoms or get tested.
same shit.
I mean, it's the same genre of dude at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Those are the Andrew Tates and his supporters of the world.
Yeah. Oh, that's my woman. I deserve to raw dog her.
Right.
Even if we just met.
Right.
No.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. Almost also, I feel like sometimes, because I feel like I talk a lot about these types of guys. Like I spend a lot of time thinking about these types, and I actually don't know many of them anymore, at least. In college, I knew a lot of guys that were like, oh, condoms don't feel good. Now, I don't really think I know anybody who I know to be that type.
I know a lot of women now that don't use condoms.
Really?
It really scares me. It really scares me. Yeah. It's like, I know a lot of women who, and like,
Yeah,
yes, it
that
is a
makes me-
personal choice, but
But also,
people
like,
scare me, bro.
I often will like look back on my like college hookup phase of life, and I'm like, you got lucky. You got really lucky that the worst you got was chlamydia, babes. It makes me sad, like, looking back on, because I'm like, yeah, I don't always feel like the choices I made back then were my choices. I feel like I was sort of
Peer pressured.
pressured and
Man
like
pressured.
sort of that whole idea of like, it's college, go out and be crazy. And I think that a lot of the things that I think about now is like, I just feel like I was really taken advantage of, and I don't think that I had the sex ed or the knowledge to know that I was being taken advantage of.
And we both lost it way after everyone else.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And I feel like, yeah, looking back now, I feel like I'm angry at a lot of the guys that I hooked up with back then. And also just like a deep, like disappointment in like the conversation around sex at that age. Because had I known what I know now, obviously I would not have acted the way that I did back then. But I also don't blame that version of myself. Like, I don't blame the 18, 19-year-old version of myself for getting sucked into hookup culture, because it's just sort of like, how could you not?
Yeah. It's definitely like if you're not doing it, you're weird or whatever.
Yeah.
Especially if you're single.
Totally. It's funny because now, like, people will ask me questions about this kind of stuff all the time, and it's like, it almost feels funny to have to say, like, obviously I'm not going to go out with someone who won't wear a condom. Like, it feels like so stupid to even have to say that because it feels like,
It should just be
obviously now.
Yeah.
You know, to my present day self. It's like, if a guy won't wear a condom, I'm like laughing in his face. You're such a fucking idiot loser. Like, there's no shot that I would fuck a guy like that now. And so sometimes it feels like redundant to even say, but I know that like a lot of people are not, like a lot of teenagers specifically, like really don't understand how important it is to make sure you wear a condom every single time. And like the idea that you have to fuck around a lot in order to get an STD, which is obviously not true.
No.
You can get it on the first time, babes.
One person.
All it takes is once.
I'm just like, I think the only time I wouldn't is if I was in like a
long-term committed relationship.
You know, and especially if we were like trying to have a kid or something like that.
Sure.
Like, because you also can't trust people, so you don't know if your partner's sleeping around with other people.
Yeah. Sometimes I will have moments where, you know, I'm like, I really fucking wish I was with someone that I could have sex with regularly right now, but there's all these rules that I have now, these goddamn rules that exist.
They exist for a reason,
and
though.
it's good that they do, but sometimes, you know, you're just like horny as fuck, and you're like, I would do anything for a dick right now.
That's what your bedside table is for.
Well, exactly. Then you masturbate, and you're cool and over it.
Literally
I masturbate, I have an orgasm, and then I sit and lay there, and I'm like, huh, and now it's just done, and I don't have to worry.
Taken so much longer.
I don't have to worry about maybe being pregnant or maybe getting an STD. Like, I just experienced the best of the best with no worries. Fucking
Even having bad
we're
sex.
living the life.
Yeah, like even having bad sex will put me into a depressive state for like 3 days.
Right.
I'm not even kidding. Like, I'm like, I let this man use my body as a fucking hole.
Right.
And now I'm depressed.
Yeah.
And like, it literally happens every time there's a bad hookup. And like, that alone is enough to just make my bedside table my go-to.
Yeah. Those were like the things that we talked about in our last podcast episode. And yeah, it feels like we stand by pretty much everything that we said back then. So I wanted to sort of go through, similarly, but more in like the vein of red flags across the board, not only on dating apps, but like in general, what we would say some big red flags are now. We can talk about like the obvious red flags, but I'm talking more about like obscure red flags, like ones that people will probably disagree with us on.
Moderate.
Well, that's literally, I had that written as like an obvious
The fuck
red
does that
flag.
mean?
I'm not even kidding. I wrote obvious red flags, like if his dating profile says he's a moderate. That's what I wrote, because I was like, those feel like,
No, it
I don't know,
literally means
some people might not think that's obvious, but that to me is obvious.
You
that
are
means
not
you're saying
getting in this club, babe. Sorry.
that to me is like an immediate, like, we don't even need to think about this.
No.
Like,
how? Like, just no.
what does that
Honestly,
even mean?
It means that you are red.
Yeah, right.
But you
a
don't wanna
Republican.
say it 'cause
You
you're
don't wanna
embarrassed.
Right. You're not going to, in New York City, be like, I'm a Republican. Babes, you're getting no matches.
And before y'all are in the comments like,
No, actually, moderate means blah, 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 blah.
No, it doesn't. Shut up. So why are you listening?
No.
You watch my videos as a moderate? Why are you here as a moderate? Who let you in?
like, no, that is the most cop out ass shit to me because you're embarrassed by your political statement. And that should say something to you.
Yeah.
I don't care, babes.
No, it's weird.
I'm dead that we both said this. That's like my number one thing
That's
now.
what I had written.
Ever since they changed that on Hinge,
Yeah.
every time I see it, I'm like,
Gross.
ew.
Because I feel like I never see conservatives on like the New York swipe, but sometimes I'll see moderates.
I see it often.
And I'm like, oh, get out of here. What are you doing?
Oh, you're not from here, are you?
I was like, you guys are scary.
no way. Immediate X. Sorry.
Yeah.
And when they like you on dating profiles, I'm like, you're looking at my profile and you really think that this is going to work? Because, babe, you don't agree with me.
Right.
Why are you? It's the same thing I said in the last thing. I think I said something about, oh, they want to take me home to mama and, like, you know, make them mad. I think that's the same thing. I'm like, because why are you looking at my profile and seeing all of my stuff and thinking that this would be a good match? Like, just, you know, just say you hate libtards and move on.
You think the bitch with purple hair is anything other than a leftist?
Bitch.
Babe,
Bye.
You and I? You thought we were going to be something?
We are not coagulating.
Oh my God.
So sorry. I don't think I used that word correctly.
We were not going to congeal.
Yo, cut the tapes. Cut the tapes. I'm a libtard. I'm dumb.
Yeah. But I think those are the same.
God, she's so fucking stupid. She tried to say coagulate.
Fucking idiot.
I'm gonna Google a dictionary that right now. Urban Dictionary. Hold on. Hold the phone, babes.
But I feel like those are the same guys who like really love, like they'll say they're moderate, but they love all of these like alt-right talking heads. Like they love Steven Crowder or like any of those fucking misogynistic like alt-right idiots.
Coagulate. To cause, to become vicious or thickened into a coherent mass. Curdle or clot. I mean, baby.
We're not coagulating.
We're not coagulating. We're not curdling. We're not clotting. I'm so sorry.
That's so fucking funny. Or like these guys that have moderate in their profiles, if you bring up any of these like alt-right faces, like a Steven Crowder, they'll play devil's advocate for them instead of just being like, yeah, that guy fucking sucks, like, which is everybody's response to people like that. The devil's advocate thing, that's a moderate.
Well, I think he made some really good points.
That's a moderate fucking loser idiot.
Like, I really hate Donald Trump, but his tweets though,
he says some good things
sometimes. He's so funny on Twitter.
He
Shut
does
the
have
fuck
some
up.
good points.
If I could just have, if he could have never been president, but I could just follow him on Twitter. No.
Yeah, no. Anything like that, I'm like, that's like an obvious red flag.
But not to some people.
Not to some people. In my liberal bubble, obvious red flag.
Immediate looks. I look at the height and I look at the political stance. Immediate.
Yeah. So I wrote down a few things that I thought were red flags for me. Now, before we get into this, I will say, obviously, there are exceptions. Oftentimes, there are not. Some of these, there are no exceptions in my brain. But sometimes, maybe, if you came up with this magical scenario to try to argue with me, there could be exceptions here. But yeah, before anyone jumps at me and is like, but my boyfriend does that.
I hope y'all are very happy together.
Consider this.
That's not my boyfriend.
I wouldn't date your boyfriend.
I love that.
I think he sucks. Consider this. I think your boyfriend's a bum.
Don't invite me to the wedding.
Why the fuck are you dating him?
You deserve better,
He's
queen.
like, well, my boyfriend does that and he's great. I'm like,
you deserve better.
is he though? Are you just telling yourself that? Am I triggering you
Who
right now?
lied to you? Who lied to you?
Stop. Get out of there. Stand up.
Stand up.
So the first one that I wrote, and I know a lot of people are going to be mad about this one. If you have a Snapchat and you're over the age of 22, red flag.
Okay. I still have my Snapchat, but I use it for memories.
Okay.
And there's one Snapchat filter that I really like on myself. But if I'm at the club or if I'm on a dating app and a man asks me for my Snapchat as my first form of social media, absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not.
I was on a date a few weeks ago, and like halfway through the date, mind you, he has my phone number. We've been texting. We are now face to face on a date. Halfway through the date, we're like talking about something. He's like, "Oh, I'll have to send this to you. Do you have Snapchat?" And I was like, "The fuck? Do I have Snapchat? I'm 25. Do I have Snapchat?
I don't
You have
snap
my number.
people. Why? Like,
You have my fucking number. Like, what else do you need?"
Also, you can treat Instagram like Snapchat. Like, it's kind of the same thing. Like, you can send selfies back and
Sure.
forth. Like, if you don't want them to be on text form which sometimes that's the vibe, you know, like just a casual Snapchat or not Snapchat, an Instagram message of a picture. But if you are asking for bitches Snapchat,
it's weird. It is like a red flag to me. The second somebody asks me for a Snapchat on a dating app, I unmatch them.
Yeah.
I'm like, bye.
I will say I still have it on my phone. I still look at it, but I haven't added a new friend on Snapchat since like 2017, 2018 maybe. It hasn't been relevant since then.
Yeah.
And oh my God, this is kind of off topic, but I was behind this group of kids in the airport yesterday at like 5 a.m. They're sending streaks to people.
That's so funny.
Watch this shit.
It's so funny.
What are you doing? The line is moving. I'm trying to order my everything bagel. Why are you sending streaks to people?
And it's like they take the same photo over and over again too. Like they'll get snapped back, send the same picture back again of like the side of their face.
It's 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
What are you sending Snapchats about?
And like the thing is like I remember when Snapchat first came out, and it was like what, like 2013?
Yeah.
We were in high school when it came out. Like I was with the shit back then, but we were also teenagers.
I do miss the dog filter. That shit made everybody look like a bad bitch.
Kylie Jenner was onto something.
Bad bitch. Choker necklace, dog filter. It was
a
on.
moment. Like high school, and I think it was fun to have in early college as well, because I have a lot of well, not anymore. I deleted the account, but at the time I had a lot of early college documented because it was like, well, I saved all of them because I'm smart.
Yeah.
But I feel like it was a lot because that was trendy at the time. We all took like a lot of like, short little videos and like documented moments.
That's what we had.
Whatever.
Instagram didn't even like have the story feature or anything like that. So Snap was really the only way to like kind of keep people in the loop of what you're doing and stuff like that. So,
and it was a little bit more casual too, because Instagram still is curated, like even with the stories. Like I mean, I curate my stories more than I would have on
most things
Snapchat.
Go on the close friends.
Yeah, exactly. Stuff that I'm not curating. Close friends. Yeah. Sitting there yelling. Close friends. Yeah. I feel like there was an era where Snapchat was good. Once I got out of college, though, it was like the only people that use this app that I know are men that I met on like Tinder. Mm-hmm. There's a reason. So then I deleted it because I was like, listen, anybody important, anyone who needs to speak to me can speak to me literally anywhere else. And now, I just feel like Snapchat, it makes sense for like kids, cheaters, and people who are just trying to like collect nudes. And so now I'm like, if you ask me for my Snapchat,
what year is it? We time
catch
traveled.
that on Match.
Yeah, no way. And it does exist.
Yeah.
It happens.
The next thing I have written is people who...
Wait, are you about to bring up Hinge adding that like prompt that says what you're looking for?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I haven't even filled that shit out.
Oh, really?
No.
I immediately filled it out. I saw it and I was like, get me in there. I want people who don't want a long-term relationship to immediately see my profile and swipe left. Get out of my stack. Don't even swipe on me. If you're not looking for something serious, like save me the time and energy of figuring
Wait, does
that
that
out.
like curate what, or do you type in what you want, or does it have?
No, they have choices.
Oh, does it curate it? You think? Does it like?
I feel like I tend to see more people now. It took a while because people weren't filling it out.
Yeah.
But now I feel like the majority of profiles that I see do have it filled out, and I feel like the majority of people that I'm seeing, it either says long-term relationship or short-term relationship open to long, which is a no from me. Unless your profile has to say long-term relationship, otherwise I'm not swiping on you. That's my rule.
No, see, my whole fucking adult career, I've been like so hopeless for love and like a fucking relationship, and I think this is one of the only times in my life where I'm like completely fine with being single. Like, And I don't know, I'm a very go with the flow person too. Like I have to meet a person before I decide what I want with them. But I also am not closed off to anything. Yeah. Like I'm not just looking for hookups, or I'm not just looking for a relationship. So that's why I felt a little uncomfortable filling that out, because it could change. You know? Like you
totally
have like an awakening.
So it's funny. The reason why I have this one written here is because one of the options for it is figuring out my dating goals. Oh. Yeah. And if someone has that, immediate no for me. This is because I'm looking for a long-term relationship. And so when people are like, figuring out my dating goals on Hinge is like the equivalent of, I'm looking to just vibe and see what happens.
Just smoke and vibe.
And I'm like, and some people, you know, they'll fill out the other prompts that are like, what are you looking for? What are you, you know, whatever. They'll literally write on their profile. The amount of people that write, I'm looking to just vibe and see where it goes. I always see things like that. And I'm always like, but you're not. But you're not looking to vibe and see where it goes. You're looking to fuck.
Moderate.
You are looking to have sex. I'm like, literally, every time I see things like that, I'm like, I'm glad you wrote it, because I am not looking to vibe whatsoever. I am not chill.
I'm looking to not vibe.
I'm not here to just hang out. I am literally the least chill person you have ever met in your fucking life.
Yeah.
Not gonna be me, babes. But I feel like,
respectfully,
right now, I'm like, obviously, like, knowing exactly what I want. Even if I was like, you know, because people that have like the figuring out my dating goals will still swipe on me. And sometimes I'm like, why are you swiping on me? Like, it says on my profile that I'm looking for a long-term relationship. It says that you're still figuring out your dating goals. You know what? I actually screenshotted someone's profile earlier today. My phone's recording Jordan's video right now, but his profile, he answered the prompt that was like, what I'm looking for is, or what I look for in a partner is. And his answer was, does anyone really know? I was like, yes.
Yes and no.
I was like, what are you talking about? Does anyone really know?
I feel like he was trying to be like, I don't know, man. Does anyone really know what the fuck they're looking for?
I was like, some of us do, babe. What are you talking about?
Some people do. Like, absolutely.
But I always think that's so funny because, like, I don't know, like, swiping right on someone who, like, wants a long-term relationship and knows exactly what they want and being like, I don't know what I'm looking for. Why would I date you?
I feel like a lot of people, especially men, are looking at apps and they don't even read. Like we said in the last thing.
Yeah, that's a big
So
thing
I feel like
too.
they just see a pretty face and they're like, yeah, right. I don't care.
I think, like, yeah, that's why I deleted Bumble, because I felt like nobody was reading the profile. And on Bumble, it has you select what you're looking for as well. But, like, people would be swiping on me that had on their profiles that they're just looking for a hookup. And I'm like, but my profile says that I want a long-term relationship. So why are you swiping on me?
They can change you.
And that's the people who are like, I'm looking to vibe and just see what happens. I feel like those are the same people that are like when I was younger, I think back to like 18, 19-year-old Maddie who never wanted a hookup. I always wanted to date. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I always went out with people who were like, let's just like vibe and see where it goes. What that meant was like, I'm looking to fuck without like the responsibility of like
treating you like a person.
When I break your heart, when I hurt your feelings, I can tell you that I never promised you anything. I said we were just going to see what happens. Like, I never promised you a relationship. It's so that you can pursue basically anyone you want, right? The women that want relationships, you can still get them to hook up with you if you just tell them, I'm open to seeing what happens. 9 out of 10 times, you are fucking not. Because the thing is, to me, I'm like, when somebody says I'm looking for a long-term relationship, that doesn't mean I want a long-term relationship with the first person I see. That means I'm looking for something with direction. I'm looking for someone that wants a similar thing to me and who is like, you know, for me, it's long-term relationship or nothing. We're going to date and we'll figure out if we're compatible. If we find out that we're not compatible, I'm not fucking you. Like, it is all or nothing for me. And I think that the like figuring out my dating goals or I'm looking to vibe and see what happens, not having direction is unattractive to me. I like want someone who knows what they are looking for. And I also just think that like saying you're looking to vibe and see what happens, that's a red flag to me. Or like when people will ask me, I went on a date earlier this year where I asked him in the date like what he was looking for and like what, this is before the Hinge added the little thing. That's more recent than this. But I asked him on the date what he was looking for, and he was like, whoa. And I was like,
What are we?
red fucking flag. And on the date, he was like, I mean, yeah, I'm just trying to like see where things go. Like date, like I'm not trying to like rush into anything. I'm like, fucking no one is. Do you think I am? Like when I say confidently, I am looking for a long-term relationship, I never said it was with you. I don't even know if I fucking like you. I'm like, I'm looking for a long-term relationship. I don't know.
Doesn't have to be with you.
I don't know if you make the cut, babe.
Period. You're just doing a little trial run.
But like when they have that like immediate reaction of like, oh, whoa, that's a lot, red flag. I know right then and there that you and I are not looking for the same thing.
And that's okay. But
right.
The fact that people are so like,
but the fact that people won't just be black and white about it. Like if you know that you and I are not looking for the same thing, I couldn't be more clear on what it is that I'm looking for. If you're still pursuing me, I think that you're just kind of a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, you're trying to get me. You're trying to like pull a fast one over on me. And if I wasn't as smart as I am now, my younger self, listen, I believed people back then who I very clearly wanted to date and they very clearly wanted to fuck, but they wouldn't say that to me. So I believed that it was like we could grow into that. And I believed that maybe I was just too eager or asking for too much and I just needed to give it time. So that's why I'm like over people that are like wishy-washy, because I'm like, yeah.
Or the people who continuously like vocalize that they want to be casual, but they're doing like relationship-y things with you.
That as well.
Like,
that's
why are
confusing as
you?
fuck.
Yeah, why are you inviting me over to just cuddle?
Yeah.
If you're just trying to hook up,
Right.
So I'm not down for the mind games anymore. Like I got really played recently. Not down. Like,
yeah.
just not.
There
down.
just needs to be like clear communication.
But I said that I was single. But
Yeah.
I told you. Yeah, but your actions speak
Say
louder
different.
than words. Yeah. And yeah.
Yeah.
Not down for it.
People are wild. And like, the thing is like, if you want to just hook up, say that. But they won't say it because they know that the answer is no.
There are women out there that just want to hook up.
Right.
And you can find them. They
but
exist.
These men love pursuing the
like a
women that are
chase.
not looking for that.
Yeah, they wanna
like
change you.
They look at the women that want something more serious, and for whatever reason, you choose to fuck with me. And I'm like, leave me alone. I want nothing to do with you.
Yeah, the women who just want to hook up are sluts.
Yeah. Right. And it's like,
that she's used.
there's nothing like people, there are tons of people out there that just want to hook up, that are down for casual hookups. I'm not one of them. Stop bothering me.
Leave me alone.
Like it's just it's annoying. So yeah, now when I'm like scrolling through dating apps, I don't care how cute you are. I don't care how much we have in common. If your thing says figuring out my dating goals or you have anything about vibing on your profile, you're done.
Such a commonly used term.
You're fucking done.
Yeah, just looking to vibe.
What's your typical Sunday? Smoke, vibe, watch TV,
Brunch and vibe.
bacon, egg, and cheese. I'm like, oh my god.
The Aki way.
Give
Salt, pepper, ketchup.
it's just like
Don't forget the bev.
give me anything. Vibes.
Obviously, you're gonna vibe with that person, but the fact that all you're looking to do is vibe or
Right.
not vibe,
I'm like, that's not clear.
no,
Be clear.
no,
Saying you're looking to vibe, what the fuck does that mean?
yeah.
You're looking to vibe and see what happens. Does that mean I'm looking to vibe and see if we do a hand job or the full fuck?
Open
Or
the
does that
salon?
mean we're going to vibe and see if we're doing a long-term relationship or not?
Full acrylics.
Like, you guys need to start using different terms because you're just not being clear and I fucking hate it.
It's getting old, mate.
And not having direction is just unattractive to me right now. So that's probably my biggest current red flag.
I have one. So we're 25.
Mm-hmm.
Men who don't even slightly have their shit together really turn me off now. Like, I used to really be into it. Like, oh my God. Because, you know, I'm waiting tables. I have like random days off during the week. But if you're really just sitting there not doing shit, like, it's unattractive. Like, you have no direction or whatever. And I know a lot of people are just figuring themselves out, especially after everything that we've all gone through the past few years. But if I feel like that you just want to sit in bed all day and like, I don't know, it's just, I want to go out and do things.
Right.
And I'm not even saying that like being unemployed is unattractive, because, you know, I don't know what people are going through. But like, if you literally just want to like not do anything, that's lame. Like, go out and do something, especially in places like New York. There is avenues for so many different kinds of people. So it's just like, I don't care what we do, but I'm not going to just like come over to your house and hang out with you if we're trying to, you know, date. Like,
no, I agree. Ambition and like drive is like one of the most important things to me in a partner.
And you don't have to work on fucking Wall Street or anything.
Yeah, no.
But just to be
you need to have something that you're passionate about. That thing doesn't have to make you money. That thing doesn't have to be, you know, like changing your fucking life. You just have to have something that you are like into and you're like passionate about. You're ambitious, you're driven. Like, if you don't have anything that like lights you on fire, whether it is your career or not, like, that is very unattractive to me. It's not a money thing.
Before y'all comment, it's not a money thing.
It's an ambition thing.
Like, I'm not the richest bitch in the world, but when I, you know, with my money, I do things that, you know, make me feel like I have a purpose.
Yeah. But I will say, as much as people want to say that money doesn't play a role in dating, it does. I'll be the first to say it does. It does for me.
I went out on a date this last week, and anytime I'm out, I'll always be prepared to pay for myself or go half. I don't care. Like, it doesn't change the value. I'm just not down to pay the whole thing. But I was on a date last week with this guy, and we're standing in line. We had to order 2 different things because he's vegan. And I'm so not vegan. So he took me to this food hall with a bunch of different options, which I loved because, you know. And I pull out my wallet, and he literally takes it out of my hand and puts it in his pocket. And
you got robbed.
No, I was like, what? Like, I never want to assume. He goes, is this not a date? And I said, yeah. He goes, let me pay. I was like, all right.
Damn, all right.
Woo! So
do it then.
Yeah. So, you know, money isn't a thing. Like, I'm always down to go Dutch, but
yeah, no.
You have to have money to date. Like, you have to have comfortable money you're comfortable spending.
To me, I completely agree. I feel like
we don't got to go to fucking True Looks or Three Forks. Like, we don't got to go eat steak.
I like going back and forth. Like, I'll split on, you know, first dates usually, but after, I usually like in my ideal world, it's like we split on the first date. Second date, he pays for it. Third date, I will. Or like,
if we're in a relationship, I'm down to pay for anything.
Yeah. Or like what I've actually done on quite a few dates recently is like, we'll do drinks and then dinner. He pays for drinks, I pay for dinner, or vice versa. Yeah. So it's like, you know, you're not like nickel and diming each other. Like, we don't have to like even split it, but like, you know, we go back and forth. To me, like,
and you're also not my sugar daddy.
Yeah, exactly.
So you don't need to pay for everything.
The thing is, I'm like, I probably make more money than these dudes that I'm dating do. So I'm like, I don't need you to pay for me.
Just a light flex.
Just so you know, babe. I think
I don't need you to pay for me. That's the point.
Right.
I don't need you to pay for me.
I can pay for myself. I pay my own bills. Like, I don't need a guy to be financially thriving. However, the reason that I say that money is important to me in dating is because I don't want to be anyone's mother. I don't want to take care of you. Mm-hmm. I like to live my life a certain way. I, you know, I'll be honest, I spend my money. I save quite a bit of it, but I'm a big spender. Like,
once you get to a point where you can support yourself, you want to spend money.
Right. I like to travel. I like to go nice places. And
skincare, clothes.
You know, I will pay for a lot of things. If I want to go somewhere and I really want my friends to come with me, like I'm down to like help pay or to pay entirely. 'Cause, like, for example, I go to pools a lot in New York.
We still have to do that.
Yeah, it's so fun. But, you know, I get that going to a pool every day where it costs anywhere
It's like
from
$90.
$100 to $300 to reserve a chair for the day.
Yeah.
I understand that's not a weekly thing that everyone can do. So usually if I really want someone to come with me and they can't swing it, like I'll just be like, don't worry about it. Like I bought it. It's cool. I'm fine paying for people. In a relationship, however, if I'm doing that all the time,
No way.
I can't do that. Like I want to live a certain life. I have this, you know, lifestyle. I ideally want to be with someone who also wants to live that same sort of lifestyle, that likes to travel, that likes to indulge in the finer things in life.
Yeah.
Like if I have to constantly be the one paying for everything and mothering you,
It's not going to work,
that's going to be a
babes.
major ick to me.
No.
So,
You're not my baby.
you know,
My baby. You're not my baby.
yeah.
Not my child.
It's like, so I don't need you to be fucking money bags.
We're not
over
talking
here.
like those bitches. I want a Birkin. No.
Yeah, no.
No.
I want you to be on the same level as me. I want
Yeah.
you to keep up with me. Like, I don't want to change my current lifestyle for a relationship. I want someone whose lifestyle just can sort of fit into mine. I
And
just
that's
want it to
valid.
work together.
It's valid.
Yeah.
Like
So,
it's valid. You know, and even you don't have to be the richest person in the world, but you have to budget to go on proper dates in
Yeah.
our age range, especially.
Totally.
Like, you know, if you message a bitch and you're like, "Hey, you want to go to the corner store and grab snacks and go sit in the park?" That's a date.
Yeah.
It's not an expensive date.
Right.
But, you know, if you get to like that person, you'll probably want to actually take them out
Yeah.
to dinner and stuff like that, and you have to be comfortable doing that, and you can't be mad when that's what people want.
Yeah.
You just have to like respectfully part ways.
Totally.
Like,
Yeah, you don't have to flex on me on the dates that we go on. We don't even have to do anything.
Yeah.
Like, that costs money. I'm down for a park date. I'm down for, you know, to just even like go on a walk, to walk through, you know, Central Park, or to walk down by the river. Like, that's fine with me, to just like grab a fucking like
tall boy.
sure, and then just go sit by the river and talk.
Yeah.
Like,
But it has
cool.
to be on the table that if we did want to go do something nice,
right.
we could.
Yeah.
Especially if I see you spending money on other things. Like,
right.
a lot of men now spend money on like designer or sneakers or stuff like stocks. Oh my
Yeah.
God. If I find out that you're spending money on fucking stocks, but you can't take me on a fucking date, you got me fucked up. Parlays and shit.
Thinks that he totally gets a stock
If you're
market.
sports
He's like
betting-
a total amateur and he knows nothing, but he's like, this is really important. I'm gonna make a lot of money off this.
If you're sport betting and I find out that you got like $1,200 and you can't even take a bitch out on a date,
yeah,
you got me fucked up.
yeah. I just feel like thinking more long term. I'm like, I just want to make sure our lifestyles align. Obviously, like, money comes and goes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there will be times where maybe I'm doing really well, or times when I'm not, and vice versa. Like, every time I say things like this, it's like I can already hear the comments of people being like,
Oh, what? So
well, sometimes money disappears. Like, are you just going to abandon your partner then? I'm like,
Obviously.
oh my God, it is exhausting trying to think of every possible thing that people are going to say in
Oh my
response.
God.
But obviously, like, money comes and goes, and like things go up and down. And when you're in a relationship, obviously, like, you will support and stand by that person. But I'm in a stage right now where I'm like looking for a partner. So yeah, making
At the
sure,
end of the day, if you are looking to date, seriously date, you need to budget for that.
yeah.
Period.
And we just need to be in alignment with the lifestyle that we're living. Obviously, those lifestyles will change as we go and grow together, and we'll see what happens. But I want to have, like, you know, some alignment there.
Valid.
But yeah, I know. As much as people want to say that money isn't a thing in dating, it is. The next one that I have written here is people who describe their desired partner as drama free.
Am I the drama?
Anytime I see someone on a dating app be like, what I'm looking for, and they'll list out some normal things first. They'll be like, you know, someone passionate, creative, and drama free.
You have definitely cheated on your partner before.
They'll throw that in there, and I'm like, drama free.
That means you've definitely done something that has caused your partner to get upset with you, and you call that drama.
It makes me lose my mind. I'm like,
Yeah.
your misogyny is showing.
Yeah.
Are women so much drama? Women are crazy. I can't even handle them.
So go buy a fleshlight.
Drama free.
Buy a fleshlight.
I'm like, when I see things like that, I just want to be like, you know what? First of all, I think you're a fucking idiot, but babe, we shouldn't date then. I am drama.
Period.
Listen, fine. If you want a doormat, go find a doormat.
Dramatic women are so much more fun.
I'm like, listen, the thing is, you want a bad bitch until you have a bad bitch. And that's the problem.
Passionate and dramatic correlate.
Listen,
they go hand in hand.
You want someone who's opinionated and like strong-willed, independent, passionate.
That's a dramatic woman.
That's the drama that you so desperately want out of your relationship.
Yeah.
Drama free. Say goodbye to all those other things, babe. Fucking idiots.
No way.
You couldn't handle a bad bitch.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like half the time the people that say, oh, I want something that's drama free, most of the time you're the drama.
Like I said, they've done something bad.
9 out of 10 times, the woman has done nothing wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. Stand by women.
I support all women. I'm a supporter of women's rights and wrongs.
If you have ever gotten your car keyed or your tires slashed,
maybe you deserved
as a man,
it.
you probably deserved it. If you ever had your shit thrown on the fucking off the patio, you probably deserved it.
We're making the incels really mad right now. They're
And I'm
commenting as we
so
speak.
sorry that I'm not sorry.
They're writing essays.
And if you're really
right
getting
now.
offended by that, like I said, go look in the mirror or do some soul searching. See a therapist.
If you got your car keyed, you deserved it.
I said probably. Keyword probably, because my friends and I were talking about this. Like, we talk about this every time one of us goes through something. Bitches don't act like that for no reason.
For sure, no.
And when people have like actual mental health problems and are actually like, like that, just in general about everything, different story.
Yeah.
But if you are in a relationship
For
and you
sure.
start with a chill bitch or whatever, and she ends that relationship by fucking lighting your shit on fire, what did you do?
What did you do?
What did you do for it to
Yeah.
get to that point?
Right.
Bitches don't act like that
No.
for no reason.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
yeah, absolutely. What flavor is that one?
This one is orange, mango, chili, and lime. I'm a little scared. I haven't tried this one.
Interesting.
Yeah, I feel like my brain has been so poisoned by the internet that I can like see people's responses and like.
This is why you're single. Good. I would literally rather be alone for the rest of my life than
Then
be
go
with
through
someone
that.
makes me feel that way
Right.
ever again. Like, I would rather be single for the rest of my
Yeah.
life and spend my money on myself than have to explain something to a man.
That's what I
Ever
say all the
again.
time. I'm always like, people, random people on the internet will always tell me that my standards are too high and that the person I'm looking for doesn't exist. And I'm like,
Good.
if they don't, then I will happily be alone forever. I don't think you get this.
Happily.
Like when I'm talking about
100%.
my like standards and things that are non-negotiables for me, first of all, I know they exist because I exist. I don't ask for anything that I don't also provide. But also,
That's a
let's
real one.
say in this made up scenario that what I'm looking for doesn't exist, then why would I settle for anything other than that? I'm happy being alone then. If what I need is not out there, then fine. I will be what I need forever and ever and ever.
And
And I'll be cool with that.
dude, a lot of women out here don't enjoy their own company.
Yeah.
And that's why they get stuck in these shitty ass situationships / relationships. Like, they get stuck.
Holy fuck. That was the grossest thing I've ever tasted in my life.
Really?
Like, that's foul. Like, it's so bad. Holy shit, I need to dump this out. That was so bad. That tasted so bad.
You'll see that face. Roll the clip. In slow-mo.
Oh my god. And I bought more of these. What am I going to do?
Get your refund, bitch.
Oh my god.
Write a review.
Ew. Okay, hold on. You keep talking. I'm gonna get a different drink.
No, like, yeah, like my dad says my standards are too high and I'm never gonna get married. Good. Do you know how much a wedding costs? So much. I would literally rather take myself on trips, buy anything I want for the rest of my life than be with someone that doesn't fit my standards. And of course, there are some things that are lenient, like the perfect thing doesn't exist, but you have to have most of those qualities. But I think a lot of people aren't comfortable with themselves and don't enjoy their own company. So they get stuck in these like shitty situations. And I think that's the first rule before you start dating. You should be comfortable with your own company, because I just think that should be like a staple.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
If you don't enjoy your own company,
You're always going to be looking for someone else to fill that
yeah.
space and time. If being comfortable with solitude is like, it makes you a better partner.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you can't, at the same time, yeah, you enjoy being with your partner, but you can't be obsessive, and you can't like
Balance.
there has to be balance. Like, yeah, of course you love talking to your partner and you love being with your partner and spending time with your partner, but it can't be like every second of every day. And it's it's something that I didn't learn till I was a lot older. I'm like, oh my God, he's not texting me back. Like, he hates me. And I think especially when COVID began, I became comfortable with my own company because it wasn't as accessible to go see people or talk to people. And it's something you have to learn. Definitely, it's a learned skill.
Yeah.
But it definitely makes you more dateable. Definitely.
Yeah. Definitely. To have your own full and complete life that you enjoy.
You need
that
to
you
fit
can just
in
like
with others. Like,
build upon that with other people rather than like totally relying on someone for your day-to-day happiness.
you have to have your own interests and stuff. And of course, like, you want a partner that has some of the same interests, but no one's going to have the exact same interests. And so in that case, like, the perfect thing doesn't exist.
Right.
Because not everyone is the same person, but there are a few things that everyone should have in their list.
There's like, you have to differentiate between what your non-negotiables are and what your nice to haves are.
Yeah.
Like, the difference between I need someone who is a great communicator, someone who is like consistent and who doesn't get angry, who doesn't react to like disagreement and anger, that will sit and talk with me, that won't like raise their voice at me. Those are non-negotiables.
Versus I like brunettes.
Right. Or like, I want to date someone who has the same job as me. I want to date someone who, is a filmmaker or a writer. Like, those are nice to haves because obviously that would be, we have a similar experience. There's more for us to bond about and talk about, but you don't have to have that to date me. What you do have to have is like emotional intelligence. You have to be a kind person who's not violent or, these types of things. Those are non-negotiables. The nice to haves are just like what you could be attracted to.
Yeah. What you lean more towards, Yeah. And everyone, no matter who you are, what's between your legs, has those. Mm-hmm. And, to make fun of someone for having those things, like, and liking what they like, is just immature.
It's a projection.
Yeah. Like, if you are not trying to date me, why are you so mad that I don't like something that you have?
I think my like hypothesis on it is like, the only reason why people would get mad at other people for having standards is because it makes them insecure about the fact that they haven't set their own.
Like, just because I wouldn't date or look to date a 5'7" man, I am 5'8/5'10" in heels. I need someone like go date a girl who's shorter, or there's a lot of taller women.
Date me. I date short guys.
Yeah.
I'm 5'3".
5'3". I am tall, and I don't like feeling, and I said this in the last one, I don't like feeling like I'm towering over somebody.
Right.
Like, I want to have an eye-to-eye conversation or an eye-to-eye conversation with you. And it's just like, don't get mad at me for not liking or not, aiming towards shorter people. It's just like, go talk to someone who does.
Right.
Especially if you're not trying to actively date me, why does it matter what I like? So
totally. Do you have any other red flags?
Yes, but no. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like that was giving the people enough for today because, you know, it's just like
There's
they
so
and
many
they also
red
come and
flags.
go. You know,
Yeah.
and you find something new that's a red flag for you every day.
Totally.
Like you see something like, wow, I've never
Things
seen
that
that
used
before.
to be red flags maybe aren't red flags now.
Still wouldn't swipe right on a man that has a picture of him holding a dead animal.
Yeah, for sure. None of that.
Like most of it stays the same.
Yeah.
But you find new things out every day, especially in this day and age. You're like, you see something like, ew, I've never seen that before. I don't like it.
Gross.
I like what I like.
Hi, bunny.
Oh my God. Mango's been acting like we don't know each other all day.
She's going to get scared when I get into this next part, but
Oh no.
we've got quite a bit to catch up on. Because while I was away taking a little holiday with my family, the lads were in the villa, absolutely smashing it up. So today, we're going back in the villa, mate. Yeah, it's the Love Island finale.
Period.
She's still here.
She's interested.
Did you support the winners of Love Island, Mango?
I love back in day. They're my favorite. They won by a 65% curve.
And that's tea.
So we've got to chat through the final week of Love Island. We have a little bit more to talk about.
That was
Bye.
my fault.
We have a little bit more to talk about besides just the finale itself, but not that much because, to be honest, the final week is always the most boring week of the entire series. So last time we left off at the random bombshells that they brought in on the last fucking week came in.
Do they always do that?
No, doesn't happen.
It was just
Every season. How many seasons have you watched?
I've watched like a lot, but I took a break for the last few seasons. Like this is the first season I've watched since definitely pre-COVID. Like probably like 2018, 2017.
Gotcha. Okay.
2018 was the last one I watched before this one.
Was that season 5?
I can't remember.
Or no,
I think
that's 4.
I think one of the girls' names. I think it was
Did you watch with like Maura and Molly May?
No.
You haven't watched the best season. Dang. So you watched Adam's season? Okay.
Yeah.
That's season 4, 3.
I don't even know what like, and especially since there's so many now, like Australia, US, like I can never remember how many seasons each show has. But I watched the first few seasons of Love Island UK, and then I like took a little break after. I think one of the girls on there, I think her name was Danny with like the brown hair.
she's season 3.
And then whatever season Adam was on.
I think he was 4, so you probably stopped at 4.
Yeah.
You've got to get to 5.
The season with the guy with the big tongue. I don't know if you remember on his I remember it because my sister and I were watching it and he has this big tongue and it's in his like his promo tape that he does when he comes on. He's like, yeah, it's a potty trick.
I vaguely
sticks it
remember
out.
this.
I don't know why it's something that I remember, but it just was like, ew. But yes, I took a little break, but I'm back.
Okay.
I heard the last season was dry as hell.
So everyone said that. I really liked last season.
You liked it?
Yeah.
And I've never watched it in real time. Like I've always done it the American way. This is the first time I've not done it the American way. But yeah.
Last season was the first season that I watched live.
Yeah.
Because I only started watching Love Island in COVID. I watched season 6 came out beginning 2020, right before the pandemic started. It was like their first winter season. And I watched season 6 in like April. So like beginning of the pandemic. And then I binged all of them. And then when they finally had the next season go live, I watched live for the first time ever. So the last 2 seasons I've watched live, got my VPN set up. So final week recap. Random bombshells, they come in, they were literally here for like a day because they all got eliminated, obviously. I don't even know why they bothered to bring them in. Obviously, none of them were going to stay. There's no time left.
None. And especially you have to look at all your couples and see how like coupled up they actually are.
Yeah.
And all of them were pretty solid. So
Right.
I didn't really
There was
understand.
nothing.
There was no one that was like
gonna fall for that, especially in the final week. Like, a bombshell couple is really like never gonna win. If you're gonna win Love Island, you like at least one of the people in that couple has to basically be an OG. Like, if you're gonna win Love Island as a bombshell, you have to be with someone who was an OG as like a late stage bombshell.
Yeah.
I feel like anybody past like the first like 2 bombshells that walk in, anything past that, I don't think that you can win on your own.
Even Adam was a little...
He was late. He was late as fuck. He
Yeah.
came in post Casa. Anyone that comes in post... If you come in at Casa, you really don't have a shot at winning.
Yeah.
Unless you're paired with an OG that is universally loved.
And your chemistry is just immediately strong.
Otherwise, it's not happening.
Yeah.
Like, if someone came in at Casa and Ekin-Su jumped, I think Ekin still would have won. Spoiler, Ekin-Su wins. But I think, like, regardless, she was going to win.
Yeah.
I don't see another universe. I think no matter who she was with, she was going to win.
Yeah.
So, like, if somebody came in at Casa, I think she still would have won. But that's the thing, is, like, you have to go for the Ekin-Su's as a bombshell like that. Otherwise, you're not winning.
Yeah.
Assuming that you're there for money and not love.
Yeah. And you can never tell.
Yeah, you can't.
You can never tell.
So yeah, basically all of the bombshells got eliminated except for Jamie, who coupled up with Danica and then got eliminated like 2 days later.
I feel so bad for Danica.
Yeah, I know. She was going through it. God. It was sad. I hope that like this is actually genuinely good. But I don't have faith. Sorry.
I want the best for her.
Yeah, she was sweet. I liked her. And then we had the baby episode, which is consistently the worst episode of every season.
It's so boring.
I don't know why they don't just cut
Take that shit out.
Nobody likes it.
Take it out.
It is so boring.
Or at least put it earlier on.
Yeah.
Like, so it's funny.
Right.
But I don't know. It's just, the bit has been overdone.
No, the second the baby episode hits, you know that every good part of the season is over.
Yeah.
And the next like 4 episodes you have to choke through.
Yeah.
I wish they would just eliminate it. Or they had, my problem with this season was that a lot of the things that were like really loved about previous seasons, they didn't fucking do this season.
Like what?
Like they didn't do the tweet challenge. They didn't do the headline challenge. They didn't do the lie detector. Like they didn't do fucking anything.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And like those are all things that they make really good television. It makes really good episodes.
And I feel like even the movie,
all of them.
The movie episode,
They fucking toned it down this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't show everything that they could have shown at movie night. It could have been way more explosive. And yeah, so everyone keeps saying that like this season brought back Love Island and like it's bringing back a second wave of the series because the ratings were really high this season, but I felt like they kind of toned it down in a lot of ways.
They definitely toned it down.
This cast was fucking crazy. So if they did bring it, if the producers really came in the way they had in previous seasons, we could have had the best season of Love Island ever. But they didn't. But the casting was really good this season.
The personalities carried the show.
Yeah. They were great. Like
yeah.
I do really love the cast on this season. They were very entertaining. The producers could have done more.
Yeah.
I blame them.
Side note, should we turn the exposure up on here? On the phone?
Yeah.
I'm in the
I
dark.
don't know how the fuck to do that.
Lighting change.
So then we're down to the final 5 couples. We have Adam and Paige, Luca and Gemma, Tasha and Andrew, India and Dami, and Ekin-Su and Davide. They all go on their final dates. And then at the end of that episode...
Whose was your favorite, by the way?
Oh, the dates?
Yeah.
Probably Ekin and Davide was my favorite.
Yeah. Did you see a tweet about whoever has the boat date, they're getting dumped?
No, I didn't see that.
There was a tweet, and it matches up.
That's so funny.
And yeah, like Ekin-Su and Davide is definitely favorite.
Yeah.
I feel like Adam and Paige's and Luca and Gemma's was just like dumbed down. But I think Andrew
Dami and India's was crazy.
Yeah, and Andrew and Tasha's was beautiful.
And the thing is they didn't get the reference, which I thought was so funny. Like it was like hashtag Kardashian vibes, and the setup was exactly like Travis's proposal to Courtney. And they like didn't get it. They were like, yeah, it just like looks like something the Kardashians would do. Kardashian vibes. And it was like, no, that happened.
Kardashian vibes.
It's a replication, babes.
Yeah. I mean, hey, people who aren't obsessed with the Kardashians, cool.
Right.
Love
that for you.
Love that.
Fucking couldn't be us over here in the U.S. We know fucking everything by force.
That's the Queen of England.
Against my will, I know everything about the Kardashians.
It will be shoved down your throat no matter what.
Right.
You will know what's going on with the Kardashians. But yeah, dates were beautiful. I feel like they really played them up this year too.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ek and Susan Davide's
It was so
insane.
beautiful.
Insane.
It was so good.
I would have cried too. Damn it.
Yeah, I think
Almost did.
Ekin, Sue, and Davide's, and then India and Dami's were definitely the best.
Yeah.
So then after the dates, they get home and they make the couples vote on who each couple has to get together and decide. They have to vote for whichever two couples they think are the least compatible of who remains. At this point, they're all like friends. So obviously this is like uncomfortable. Everyone's kind of like, I don't want to do it. There was an obvious answer here. The only couple who got it right was Ekin and Davide. Ekin and Davide voted for Adam and Paige and Luca and Gemma, which was the right opinion. They had the right opinion. They were the only ones who voted, those two. Every single couple voted for Ekin and Davide as least compatible.
And ain't that funny?
I was literally like, are you guys like on drugs? What are you talking about?
And they're in the house all day. We only see a bit.
I was like, there's no way. Like,
you don't argue and make up with someone like that much if you aren't
I'm
compatible.
Like,
also, like people kept
even,
using that as an argument.
Like, not even that I think that Ekin and Davide are like the most compatible people of all time, but compared to everyone in there, yeah, they're better than fucking.
Is it a little toxic? Yeah,
for sure.
But that's real life.
Out of the rest of them,
yeah,
like.
Was any other man making fucking tiramisu from scratch and carbonara for their girl? Absolutely not.
Like, I felt like by the end, I always liked Ekin. I've been an Ekin Sue defender all season. I liked Ekin and Davide. Last episode, I said that I predicted that they were going to win. I was right. And by the end, I liked Tasha and Andrew as well.
Yeah.
With them, it went back and forth. I always liked Tasha. Didn't always agree with her, but I always liked her. And Andrew, I went back and forth with.
Okay, I don't care what anyone says. If my man in the villa was treating Tasha that way, like the team up on Tasha, absolutely not. Like pussy dry, immediate.
That's
no
what I was
fucking
saying.
way. That is
like,
so unattractive to bully a female like that.
Completely agree. And that's part of why I maybe didn't like this season as much, because I feel like there wasn't a lot of genuine like girls in there. I felt like it was like, I don't know, it read to me as fake friendship a lot of the time because of moments like that where like you had Luca and Dami just bullying the fuck out of Tasha for the entire time she's in there, and India and Gemma didn't really seem to give a fuck about it.
And like, it's just, yeah, you're on a show, blah, blah, blah. But especially if someone's significant other has chosen to forgive them, why are you still pieing them off? It's not your business to pie them off.
They were being really mean to her. Like,
it was awful.
It reached like a point where it was like uncomfortable to watch. Like, maybe the first time that they said something to Andrew was fine, because it's like, okay, fine. If we're going to go the route of like, oh, as your friend, I just want to say that you deserve better and I don't support this. I don't think that Tasha was ever more in the wrong than Andrew was. I don't really think that Tasha fucking ever did anything, to be honest.
No.
But fine. If you think, in your opinion, that Tasha was awful for Andrew and you as his friend want to voice your opinion, do that once. And then let it
completely go. Just, and they were making fun of her for crying and like,
which is ironic, seeing as who the biggest crybaby in the entire fucking series is. Sir Luca Bish himself.
Well, when the parents came, didn't his mother tell him to like watch his tone?
His
or,
mom
like,
was like, you haven't
bad.
looked the best. We've got to chat when you get home.
Also, how old is he?
Yeah, I think he's 24 or
24.
23 or 24.
But I'm like, you're dating. I know age is different in the UK, but you are dating a 19-year-old woman. You really need to, and we might have talked about this in the last one we did about ages. I feel like I've had this conversation with a lot of people. Like, I wouldn't even look at a man that was under like 23, and I'm only 25.
No. Well,
but
I talk about this all the time too, because it's like it's like life stages.
Yeah.
Where it's like once you are like a year out of college and you're like getting your like adult life together, how can you relate to people who don't have an adult life?
And not to say that she doesn't have an adult life, but you have to, and you can drink at 18 in the UK. But it's just like
that
different
is
so
phases.
young.
Yeah.
And
I want to say that she's 19 and he's 23, which isn't as bad. But like in the beginning of the series when she was with Davide and 19 and 28, that was.
And like, I don't know. I don't know. That the whole thing just like, yeah. Yeah. And you're on a dating show, you're doing challenges where you have to like be voted the most sexy or whatever. Of course you're going to try to look sexy to everyone else, and you're going to get mad because they are trying to win the contest.
Luca was way more immature than Gemma was.
Yeah.
Like Gemma was the youngest there.
And she was in the right most of the time.
She was boring as fuck, but she also like, she never really rocked the boat. She didn't really have anything. She didn't do much.
I like that she stood by her word though.
Yeah.
Like that's something that I wouldn't imagine a 19-year-old doing.
No.
But the fact that anytime he was like, well, I'm upset about this.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay.
Yeah.
What about it?
She was more mature than a lot of people in the cast. I think I noticed her age a lot more in the beginning, like when she would get mad at Luca for caring about her and be like, he brought me a coffee. That's so annoying that he likes me.
I wish he wouldn't bring me a coffee.
Yeah. I'm like, okay. It was like things like that where I was like, yeah, that's something a 19-year-old would say. But then as the series went on and she was with Luca, within the relationship, she was more mature than he was.
Absolutely.
Which is not surprising, I guess. Men act like they're 12 until they're 43. So.
Yeah. He's just a little excessive.
Yeah, he was bad.
Why do I feel like Luca Bish is going to find this video?
He's pissed.
Luca, respect your elders.
Well, that just gets me sometimes when I watch these shows because they like look old to me. Like they don't look younger than
They grow up
us.
really fast, but I'm like, how are you 19 and already on a dating show?
It's crazy.
Did you even try? Did you even try, mate?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like
You have so much of your life to live just between now and when you're 25.
did you even try?
Like, you have like 3 versions of yourself to go through before you even start looking at anything serious. And like, if you have found the love of your life at 19 and you get married, good for you.
You got lucky though.
You
That's
got
by
lucky.
complete chance.
But I'm just like,
when at 19, who you think is your soulmate, 9 out of 10
not.
times you are wrong, and you won't discover that until later. If it turns out, if you're 45 years old watching this video and you've been in a relationship with your high school sweetheart, you got lucky. Because most 19-year-olds are wrong about who they think their fucking forever person is.
if you dated a guy when you were 19 or 20 and you wonder why for the next 5 years of your life, every time this person comes back into it and it doesn't work, it's because that person is not your soulmate. They're who
Right.
you thought was your soulmate when you were 19 or 20. But the emotional growth,
It's not there, babes.
it's just like you
just
have
not-
to look back and think, like, who was I at that age? And yeah, basically your emotional intelligence, even 5 years from now, even 2 years from now, I could be a completely different person emotionally. Not like my base layer is not going to be different, but like just how you date, just
you
in
grow,
general,
you get
grow.
older.
And you start respecting other people and differently, and
Yeah, it's just different.
yeah.
I don't understand why they all look so fucking old though. Because I'll watch Love Island UK and I'm like, you're all so much older than me. I'm a baby. And then I'm like, holy shit.
They're younger than me.
How?
I don't like, and people talk about what's in the water over here, but what is in the fucking water over there?
Yeah, because you all look like 30 when you're 20.
Yeah.
What's happening?
But like in a hot way too.
Yeah.
Like they don't look like washed up or anything.
No, they look good.
Yeah. But it's just like they look
But you look fucking old.
much older than fucking 20, 21.
Yeah.
Goals. If I could have looked like that
Right?
when I was that age,
Yeah, no.
what the hell?
Couldn't be me. Yeah, so who else voted for who? Everyone voted for Ekin and Davide. And then who was the second most voted couple? Luca and Gemma.
You know what's fucking funny too? You know how Luca was fucking making fun of Tasha for crying for being in the top 3 or bottom 3, and then he finally gets put in the bottom 3 and he is so pissed. I was sitting there laughing at his ass. Ah, ha, ha, ha.
Yeah.
What does it taste like? Like, what does it taste like? And it's so funny to watch Gemma just be like, it's no big deal.
Right.
And he's sitting over there.
Yeah. I know. Exactly.
I selfish.
It was fucking rich because...
Taste of your own fucking
And you know
medicine.
what? Tasha, in my opinion, had reason to be upset in that situation.
Absolutely.
He, on the other hand...
Well, it's just like, who else were they going to vote for? And you have to sit back. Yeah.
You had to sit there and vote. Like, they had to put someone's name down.
And everyone else was like, no hard feelings. Like,
Right.
we just have to do this. And he's the only one that got upset.
And they got 2 votes.
Yeah.
Compared to Ekin and Davide that had 4. I believe...
The next one was either Paige and Adam or Tasha and Andrew. Because Tasha and Andrew got
Tasha and Andrew got 1.
Only
And it was
one?
just Luca and Gemma. Who's the other couple?
Paige and Adam, India and Dami, Ekin and Davide,
Oh my God.
Luca and Gemma.
I'm like, okay. I guess that's everyone then.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, you can't, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And you have to sit back and look in your couple when you see that people voted for you and be like, okay, I kind of get it.
Yeah.
There's no one else here to vote for.
Right. You just have to. And like
we got in a fight literally a day ago.
Right. And like people have their own whatever. It's not that it like sincerely wasn't that fucking deep. And it's like the difference between feeling like the entire British public doesn't like you and like these 2 couples in the villa that were like held at gunpoint to make a choice on who they think the least compatible, not incompatible, the least out of everyone in the villa. He was just like, yeah, I thought his reaction was rich, knowing what he said to Tasha when she was upset, being like, well, you're in a relationship, so what are you crying about? You came to
still
Love
have your
Island to
man.
find love. You found it. What do you care what anyone else thinks?
And then
Like-
you're sitting there like you don't have your phone. You're now like a personality. And
Yeah.
you're sitting there thinking, oh my God, like these people are talking about me bad on the
Yeah.
internet. What am I going to, if I do get voted off, what am I going to go through?
Right.
Because especially internet slander is already hard as someone with not a lot of following. If I were to get an online comment, it would fucking crush me.
Yeah.
But for someone who's literally on the fucking tele for millions of people
Yeah.
to watch, and you get told that the public has voted you bottom 3.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah. It would be
And-
hard for anyone.
Yeah. Anyone.
And like, I honestly, I would have had more empathy for Luca feeling butthurt about the vote that happened if he didn't bully Tasha for that exact
And if
reason.
everyone had voted for them.
Yeah.
But only 2. Like you saw Ekin and Davide, everyone
Right. They didn't give a single shit.
No.
They kept it moving. It was
They
fine.
felt secure in their shit. So
Right.
you're showing that you don't feel secure in your
Yeah,
shit.
Exactly. Yeah. The whole time I was like, babe, remember you've got Gemma. You've already won, right?
You got Gem.
You came here for love. You got
Gem.
it. So why the fuck are you crying? So after they voted for all the incompatible couples, it made everyone vulnerable to being eliminated except for India and Dami, who received no votes. And then Paige and Adam got eliminated. We have our final 4 couples. We're off to the final. I was in a Love Island fantasy league. So
It's so funny. I love it.
we were, making bets every week. And then the final week, instead of betting on like individual islanders to gain points that week, we made a bet on
Who would win?
what we thought the final stack was going to be. So if we got 4th place correct, it was plus 10, third 20, so on. So what I thought was going to happen, what I was hoping would happen, this was my ideal, was I wanted Luca and Gemma to come in 4th, India and Dami to be 3rd, Tasha and Andrew to be 2nd, Ekin and Davide to win. So I got 2 correct and 2 incorrect.
Yeah.
India and Dami did come in 3rd, Ekin and Davide did win, but Tasha and Gemma and Luca were flipped. Tasha and Andrew came in last. Whatever. The thing is that, yeah, like you mentioned earlier, Ekin and Davide got like 68% of the
Didn't they say it was
vote.
the most in Love Island history too?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
which
wild.
like yeah, y'all can split your. So they each got like 10%.
Right. The rest of the couples were all like pretty close. It like could have been anyone's game between 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place, but Ekin and Davide were winning in every single
by a landslide.
Any dimension they were winning. And it's because of Ekin. I think that Ekin could have been with anyone and won.
Honestly, like maybe an unpopular opinion, I kind of liked her and Jay.
I think that they could have been cute.
If he wasn't a fucking idiot.
Yeah, he was an idiot. I don't know why he stopped.
How could you even like, I mean, being a bisexual woman, Ekin Su is fucking beautiful.
Yeah, she is.
Like, honestly, hottest woman in the whole villa.
Yeah.
Like, how can you look? She is the true definition of a bombshell.
Yeah.
She is a
100%.
Victoria's Secret bombshell fucking, like,
she's gorgeous.
Incredible. How can you get coupled up with her and feel like it's unfortunate?
I know.
What? Every time that happened, I was like, absolutely not, babes.
Yeah.
But yes, anybody who coupled up with Ekin Su and felt like it was like a bad thing or wanted to search for other things, like, are you a fucking idiot?
You made a mistake, babes.
Absolutely. Like, I will never understand it. Yeah. But they're both 2 huge personalities and they mesh well. And they actually showed what a like real relationship would kind of look like, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think that his exclusivity proposal was the best one. I mean, Tasha's was cool too, but like from a man.
Also, like, no shade. Tasha is a cutie and I love her. But she did what everyone does. Like, everyone does a scavenger hunt to ask someone out on Love Island.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, I've seen this like 8 times on this TV series.
But someone making a fucking tiramisu?
Yeah, that was cute.
Bitch.
That was cute.
Incredible.
And that made sense for them and it was personal. I loved that. Yeah, so looking at this series overall, my list keeps changing, but I made a list of my favorite Love Island seasons so that if you've never watched it and you've been listening to these recaps and you want to know which ones are worth watching first, I'll let you know. But honestly, I'll tell you, I watched season 6 first, and season 6 is the worst Love Island season. It is the most boring. I watched it first, and because that was all I ever knew, I still liked it.
Then you watched everything else.
I watched 6, and then I watched in order.
Yeah.
1 through 5, and then I watched 7 live. So, I mean, you could watch it the same way that I did if you want to get
the worst season out of the way.
The worst season out of the way first. But my favorite season is still season 5. They just don't do it like they did it season 5 anymore. The casting that season was impeccable. You have to fucking watch it and tell me what you think, because season 5 was the best by a mile. The women of that series are fucking incredible. They're all like fighters. Like, they do not let those men get away with shit.
Love that.
And that was one of my biggest qualms with this season, is I felt like the men were the most vile they have ever been, and they were not getting called out the way that they should have been.
Absolutely.
And
not.
that wasn't entirely on the women, because the producers didn't show them, like, they didn't have all the information, and they sort of waited too long to give them more information. But yeah, my stack up right now, which even looking at this, I'm like, maybe I placed this season too high. Maybe I'm being swayed. I guess like the middle seasons are all kind of interchangeable for me. But whatever. I might change this later. My stack right now, season 5 is the best, then season 3, then season 8, then season 2, then season 7, then season 4, then season 1, then season 6. And that's where I have it right now. But if you disagree, let me know in the comments. Because I kind of feel indifferent about all the ones in the middle. Like, you could change any of them, and I would kind of be like, cool.
But you're like top and your bottom.
Yeah, top and bottom are definitely top and bottom for a reason. I don't think any of the seasons are bad. Like, I don't think season 1 is bad, but I feel like the first season of a reality show is usually like they haven't gotten into its groove yet.
It's the pilot.
Yeah, but there are some really good characters on season 1. I forget all of their names. But Big Boobs, season 1, she carried. She fucking carried. But she was really it that entire season. What is her name?
I don't even remember.
Yeah, so I'm bored as hell now that the season's over. But they are doing a winter Love Island this year. So
hell yeah.
We don't have to wait until next summer.
Hell yeah.
So I'm very excited.
The reunion was mid.
Yeah, it was.
Like, absolutely.
Nothing to write home about at all.
Absolute trash,
Yeah.
honestly.
I think it's so funny that Coco is going on a podcast world tour. She has
What?
ever since
Honestly, though, the Coco hate, just, what did she do wrong?
Well, it's so funny though because like she did nothing wrong
No.
on the show, but then leaving the show, she has gone on every fucking podcast that she can get
Get
her
your coin,
fucking
bitch.
hands on, but she embarrasses herself on every one of those
no.
podcasts. I've listened to a bunch of them and I was like, Coco, mama, stop talking. Just
I haven't even listened to them.
just enjoy silence for a little bit.
Yeah. Well, like, apparently everyone was super rude to her in the villa, which,
Yeah.
like, here's the thing. You come to the villa during Casa, your job is to turn the boys' heads or
Right.
turn the girls' heads. Like, it's
You're
just your
you
job.
are objectively like there for the drama.
Yeah, and like I think that some of the girls maybe overdid it this season for Casa. Like, the boys were kind of respectful, but like the boys in Casa were respectful, but the women who came in, I feel like they were like, no, Tasha said this about you. No, blah, 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 blah. Like, I get you're supposed
Yeah.
to cause drama, but I feel like it was a little
much.
And yeah, like, I mean, Coco came in, did her shit. He licked her tail, whatever.
Listen, yeah, she wasn't the one in a relationship. She didn't know anybody anything.
No, the fuck, she came in and did her job.
She
and
did nothing wrong.
Then everyone was mean to her after the fact. Like, that's like she was given the other woman card, but the thing is, it wasn't her wrongdoing.
Yeah. But then it came out that there was all that drama within the Casa women. Like, they all apparently were like divided in the villa and now
They were there
outside
for like
as well.
4 days.
Like, Jasmine came out and claimed that Coco bullied her.
Oh God. Well,
Drama,
then
drama,
I'm like,
drama.
the people who knew they were staying, or the people who had it in the bag, were they kind of like making people feel like shit
Yeah.
if they didn't make a connection? Something like that may have been.
Who knows?
Who knows?
I think it's so funny though. Like, every time I open up YouTube, in my like recommended is whatever new podcast Coco has gone on. I'm like, girl, take a break.
Well, here's the thing.
Have you seen your family yet?
But here's the thing. Okay, you didn't win Love Island. You went out. You flew back home. I hope these podcasts are paying her to be on it, and I hope
not.
But I'm like, know your worth. So if you're doing all this shit, you better be getting paid for it. You better be getting your coin.
Yeah.
And I hope she is. Like, whatever.
No, they're just trying to collect as much clout as they possibly can.
Yeah. Which, quite honestly, all the people who weren't in the final are now just,
Yeah,
they're
they're trying to pick up spare clout.
Yeah. Did you see the post of the nightclub that couldn't get Ekin-Su?
Yeah. They were like, the best we've been offered is Billy and fucking
Adam Collard. Which, like,
it's not good enough, so we're
Here's the
canceling
thing.
the event.
and Danica, like, why did they do that to Danica?
I know. They did her dirty like that.
She'd be perfect at a club
She's
setting.
hot.
She's hot. She dances.
Yeah.
Like, why would you not want her at a club setting? Like,
Yeah.
even Adam Collard in the box, whatever. Like, people could just look at him because he's fine. Like,
Yeah.
gonna lie.
Fucking Adam.
he's conventionally attractive.
He gives me like the ick. I am like not physically attracted
He
to him
did this
at
season.
all.
He kind of gave me the ick, but the first season when he came in, I don't know why I was like,
That genre of guy.
yeah.
I like.
He's a gym guy. Gym and tatted.
Yeah, no, not tats. I like, but the like broy, like super fit, like tall, short brown hair type. I just don't.
Well, and the
It's not
fact
my
that
thing.
the fact that he came in, and I get you want to redeem yourself because it did make him look really bad, like the season he was on.
I just feel like
The
he
whole
like
time though,
looks like too many people I know. I'm like,
he's conventionally attractive, definitely.
yeah.
But yeah, like I don't know, compared to the men that they kind of sent in there, I feel like he's one of the most. He is a bombshell, definitely. He is an Ekin-Su, like to most women. To most women, yeah. Like if you
Because like
took a
I
poll,
think Davide is a bombshell.
oh, absolutely, but he's an original. But if you brought Davide in as a bombshell,
he would
would've
he
swayed
would
everybody.
bombshell it up.
Like if you brought
But like
Luca
Adam
in,
Collar, to me, like seeing him walk in, I'd be like,
he's tall. He's like he's just and all of them on there like like tall, dark, handsome,
yeah.
a bit of me, like so. The show immediately, if you had to base off of looks, Adam would be in the top for this season. Absolutely.
Really?
If you took a poll, yes. They all want
Not for me, babe.
not for me, babe. Like, would I be attracted to Adam like if I saw him on a
No.
dating app or in real life? Like, I'm trying to imagine what his dating app would look like.
I
from
feel
his
like the
profile, but
only
no.
well, the only guys this season that I like, I'm not really attracted to anybody on these types of shows, but if gun to my head I had to choose physically, Dami and Luca, I think are the most
Dami's
physically attractive.
fine.
Dami's fine as fuck.
Yeah,
He's hot.
he's fine. Like,
With the nose piercings.
oh yeah,
He's
yeah,
hot.
absolutely.
And I liked Luca's tattoos. And he just has that like Maddie Healy type vibe to him.
The thing is, his tats say Matty Healy, but then his personality and his face say like frat boy, and it really confuses
Well, his
me.
personality is so fucking off-putting that like the fact that he's cute doesn't even matter.
Ugh.
And Dami was really bad in Casa Amor, which is so disappointing because if he wasn't like that in Casa Amor,
They could have won.
they could have won. Because I think that they were like really loved up until he did that. And then it was like, God, you fucking suck. Everyone loved India.
Dude, India's mom calling him Deji.
Yeah, that was so
That
good.
shit killed
And I
me.
was really glad that they were hard on him and that
Absolutely.
whole interaction was awkward.
Yeah.
Like top to bottom, it was fucking uncomfortable. And
Yeah.
I was like, thank God. Because this entire time I've been like, I was so mad that producers did not show India everything at movie night. Because I was convinced that if she knew everything, she would not stay with him.
No.
And I think that she wouldn't have at the time. I think at this point they're too deep in that like
You just have to
she would
dismiss
forgive
everything.
him now and be like, it's already in the past.
Yeah.
They needed to show her it immediately.
Well, I'm
and
glad
they
that
didn't.
Summer said something.
Yeah.
Summer's a real ass bitch.
She is. I like her. And even like at the reunion when they were talking about like Summer and Dami, Summer said, I love India. India's my girl. Fuck you, Dami, though. Like Summer never
What did he call her in the villa? He called her a name or something.
Yeah, I remember.
I can't remember, but it really like turned me off. I was like,
Yeah.
how? It's the same thing with fucking Coco. How are you gonna get mad at them for speaking their truth
Right.
of what happened? Like you're just mad because you didn't tell the
right.
truth to your
You're the
person.
one who did wrong, and
Yeah.
you're like feeling some type of way about that. And instead of like completely owning up to that, you have to take it out on the other person that you dragged into doing wrong,
who
with
is a
you.
woman.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was hard to watch. He made me really fucking mad.
Yeah.
I mean, I like really did not like Dami or Luca after Casa. Well, Dami and Luca for different reasons. Luca because he's a bully, Dami because of how he treated India and how he and Jax were acting together. I thought they were just awful.
The boys club.
It was so bad.
They were all trying to convince Andrew. Like the teaming up.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
It was gross.
made me icky. I'm like, how can Luca sit there and be like, no, I'm with Jem.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not doing anything. But then he's like encouraging
Right.
Andrew, who has already said, no, I don't want to.
There was like some moral ambiguity happening there because if you, Luca, are sitting there being like, it is morally wrong for me to cheat on Gemma right now.
When y'all aren't even in a relationship.
Why are you encouraging your friends to do that?
Yeah.
If you genuinely believe that that is morally wrong, why are you so down for your boys to do that? Like that to me says
He was trying to
that you
make
are
himself look.
untrustworthy.
He was trying to make himself
Right.
win and look like the good guy.
The thing is, like, I was sort of convinced that once Gemma saw how Luca acted at movie night, that would be a turnoff to her. It wasn't. If it was me, it would have. Like, if I got to see that, like, my boyfriend was encouraging all of my friends' boyfriends to cheat on them while we were away on a girls' trip, I'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, clearly you do not see cheating as being morally bad, as being do not do this. You don't see it as a hard no. Otherwise, you wouldn't be encouraging your friends to act like that. You think it's like a case by case, whatever. You could switch up on me.
Preposterous.
I don't trust you now.
No.
Like, just seeing him have that sort of indifference towards cheating, that would turn me off, all the way off.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of things like that this season where I was like, why wasn't that the end? That should have been the end. There needed to be a little bit more fire this season. There needed to be a little bit more fighting back. There wasn't. And they got away with a fuck ton this season. And it pissed me off.
I wish for the reunion they would have pulled like an old school where they just put them all in a fucking bedroom or a living room together and let them go at it. But they put them in like a, I don't know. Yeah, that's how reality shows reunions normally go. Like, I always loved watching the Bad Girls Club reunions because they would be like throwing themselves across the fucking couches on the stage. But
it's also
it's not
it's
that.
The host that's the problem. Like, if they're not letting them ask the hard hitting questions, then like this is just like a recap reunion is what it is. Like, oh, we've had the greatest summer ever, remember, guys?
I had a really great summer.
And it's like, we were there.
Yeah.
We saw it. I
want to know the fucking steak and taters.
Right. I'm not here for like a fucking memory video. We're all
for a
going to
montage.
link together and hold hands and be like, this is the summer we'll never forget, friends forever. And I'm like, that's not what any of us are watching for.
No.
But that's what they were serving with this reunion.
It sucked.
As we go on.
I was giving high school graduation.
That's literally what they were giving me.
Okay, everyone throw your caps up in the air now. Next season they need to bring more bombshells on.
Yeah, for
earlier. Sure. Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching another episode of Emotionally Online. Thank you, Jordan, for coming on and talking with me. Do you have anything you want to plug? Anything you want to leave us off with?
Jay Skinner Official. I'm like, if y'all showing so much love to me in the YouTube comments, come over. Like, let's chat. If y'all agree with anything,
on Instagram,
for real. Like, she don't give her shit out, but I give mine. I'm like, yeah, let's chat. Let's chat.
Let's vibe.
Let's vibe and chill. And yeah, that's all I have.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming on and chatting with me. Yeah, I love you so much, and I will see you next week. Goodbye.